All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my Monday morning rant for Monday, the 1st of February. February. Oh, man. Okay. So, 1st of Feb, I had a pretty productive week last week. I had an awesome podcast with Kyron and Juan of the Mere Mortals. These guys have been running a podcast for a bit over a year now. And these guys are pumping the content, man. They are uploading videos every day. Kyron reads a billion books, man. Like he reads a book a week, I swear. And they're very knowledgeable young dudes in their late 20s. And they are constantly digging and they call them meanderings. Super cool. Sometimes they take their podcast outdoors too, which is super rad. And I've been following them for a fair bit and watching some of their videos every now and then. And they just remind me of myself and my mates and how we talk. Basically, open-ended discussions, D&Ms, deep and meaningful conversations. Without being pretentious as well, like I don't feel like these guys have a huge ego about it. And uh, a lot like Leslie and Sean from the Hustle and Flow, like when we get together, we just talk shit. And and sometimes I get concerned about people out there that listen to our podcasts of talking shit, and some people might just quickly discount it as a whole lot of fluff and a whole lot of like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Just chill the fuck out and shut up. But I think it's good to be curious, and I think it's good to express yourself and to not only just voice opinions, but to be open to somebody else's. So what I like about these guys is they live together and they don't always agree with each other, and that makes for pretty interesting listening, in my opinion. So yeah, check that podcast out. It was only an hour long because one had to go to work, had a like a meeting to do, but I thought it worked within an hour format. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could have gone for 2 hours, but um it was an hour of power and I really enjoyed it. So hopefully I'll do it again with those guys at some point. But check it out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Also, last week was Australia Day, which is my mum's birthday. So she organized for a whole lot of her church buddies to have Australia Day at Yamcha in Piccadilly in the city. And man, I hadn't had Yamcha in too long. Like, my God, it was good. Such an Australian thing to do, by the way, having Yamcha on Australia Day. So I had a Tsingtao, which is a pretty good beer, by the way, if you've never had it. And it goes well with Yamcha, which is like, kind of traditionally a bit greasy. So it just washes that grease down perfectly. And fuck yeah, Yamcha was just so good, man. Like the last time I caught up with mom and the family, we went to some poshy restaurant in Double Bay, and I ordered the Wagyu steak, and fuck, it was horrendous. And there's just nothing worse than when you order something expensive at a poshy restaurant and it comes out like so bad. Like, I'm such a bad cook. I could have cooked better, I swear. Like, you just needed to treat the meat with a bit of respect rather than drowning it in sauce. And it was rubbish. And just one bite of the first thing that I grabbed at Yamcha was superior in flavor and texture in every way to this shitty steak that I had at this poshy fine dining restaurant. So yeah, I really need to reconnect with Yamcha and do Yamcha more often. I swear, it's so good. Um, Mum also had another second birthday for the family, and we went to Toko in Surrey Hills. And Toko is a modern bougie Japanese restaurant. Um, and usually I really hate Japanese restaurants that are like fusion, that take something and just drown, like, again, just drowning it in sauce. Like, Japanese to me has always been this really pure like sashimi, and then you can just eat it raw, and you can dip it maybe in a bit of wasabi and soy, but that's all you need. Whereas you go to a lot of sushi train restaurants now, and it's like you don't even need your wasabi and soy, because every dish has so much freaking sauce on it that it's just it's this fusion thing. But the difference with Tokyo, I suppose, is the ingredients are just so top shelf, and their wagyu was freaking awesome. Everything was awesome. The eggplant dish was insane. If you're in Sydney and you love Japanese food, maybe give Tokyo a go. It's definitely fusion. It's definitely over the top when it comes to flavors and sauciness, but it's really good. It's really well done. It's made with love. Um, I also got to hang out and shoot with Viv at this but it's a bougie week, man. It was a bougie week. It was a bougie hotel, a bourgeois hotel to shoot boudoir photography in. And the first thing I noticed when I walked in the door was the bathtub was like right in the middle of the room. And I swear they're fucking doing this more and more, right? Like, I mean, I know they've been doing it for the last maybe 10 or so years, but it's like they're making bathrooms a non-private thing, which I really don't agree with. Like, I think the bathroom is probably the most private world, the most private room in the whole world. Like, when I close the door in the bathroom, I feel like I am alone in there. It's the only room where I'm completely alone in, and I have complete privacy. And that's why I hate it when I date girls that just like open the door. Or I dated a girl once that liked to watch me pee. I mean, it's like, this is my space, But these hotels are just like, no, the bathroom is in the middle, and the toilet has a transparent glass door on it, so you can hear and see someone shitting. And I don't see what's romantic about that. Like, even if you were with your partner for a lifetime, I don't think your partner needs to see you shitting or needs to smell it. And it's not the first place that I've gone to like that. I was at a rental in the Hawkesbury on a fishing trip with the boys, and they gave my partner and I at the time, they gave us the master bedroom, and that room was even worse. That room didn't have a dividing wall at all between the bathroom and the bedroom. It literally was one huge room with gorgeous views, but you could see the toilet from the bed. So if you're hanging a shit, you could wave at your partner on the bed, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I insisted that my partner leave the room when I needed to hang a shit every morning. Like, I'm not going to have her lying there while I'm like doing a number two. It just was not cool. And same with a resort in Koh Samui. Like, I went to completely glass doors for the toilet. I just don't think it should be a thing. It's not cool. Like, I'm a hippie at heart, but like, man, I still would like to shit on my own, and in my own private, private quarters. So yeah, that shoot went really well. It felt like we hadn't shot in a while. I don't know why. Maybe we just hadn't shot in a fancy sort of setting in a while. So um I'll get busy editing those shots. Actually, I'll get busy uploading those shots to my Patreon this week. Um okay, so another weird thing that happened. I joined Reddit maybe about a year ago now, and sporadically I kind of was posting some of my photos there, because Reddit's like a pretty dirty place, and it's pretty hardcore, right? So I got so sick of being banned off Instagram and Facebook and shit that I thought, I'm gonna post some stuff on Reddit. And it did do well last year. And I'd completely forgotten about it. So the other day, last week, I posted a couple of images on some subreddits, like one of them was the Boudoir subreddit. And I don't, I think quite literally my work, my photography, the genre is probably boudoir. And I remember when I got flown to Sweden for the Need for Speed event. I had a night there with the guys that other guys that were invited to Sweden for the event, and so I had this table at dinner of really amazing minds, amazing human beings, and we were talking about my work. And at that time, I really wanted to come up with a different word for boudoir. I just don't think boudoir is the word for what I do. Like, I don't like it. I think boudoir sounds really French and really black and white, and that like overtly black and white sort of classy nudes of women in like expensive lingerie, like corsets and like high heels. And I feel like I do more the lazy Sunday photo shoot, the lazy Sunday vibe, and the girlfriend sort of experience vibe. And I shoot into the light. I use a lot of natural light, and I don't like the term boudoir for my work. So, we spent quite a bit of time that night just like trying to figure out a different word for boudoir, because I wanted to own a different word. I wanted to hashtag something different than boudoir on my work. And we just kept going around in circles. We just could not figure out a word. And I still haven't to this day. The closest vibe thing I get to it is like a lazy Sunday photo shoot, but I don't think that's got a certain ring to it. So if anyone out there has any suggestions for what I can call my work, like to redefine the genre of boudoir, but in a more modern, down to earth, chilled out kind of way, with a more chilled out kind of vibe, please leave it in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. I'm still stuck with like what to call it. I just so yeah. Anyway, I posted up a photo of mine of a girl in lingerie in my bedroom, and hilariously, the next day I got a message from the moderators saying your photo was removed because it is not boudoir. So I'm just like, what the actual fuck? Like, I mean, I'm used to getting stuff being deleted on Instagram and whatever, but on Reddit, like, you fucking kidding me? So I posted up another photo, and then they deleted it as well. And I made sure it was a boudoir shot this time, and not that the first one wasn't. And and this time they deleted it because apparently they needed me in the title to put either I welcome constructive criticism or I don't. So I'm like, fair enough, that's their rules, right? So I reposted the photo um, with no constructive criticism, please. And then I just posted the photo. And then I got another message from another moderator saying the title wasn't to their liking, that they wanted me to post the reason why, in the title, why I was posting the photo. And again, they said maybe you want like constructive criticism and more tips on photography and stuff. Like, I'm like, but I followed your rule and I said no constructive criticism. And there's a shit ton of posts all over their subreddit of people with here's a photo I took, no CC or CC, and their titles were way shorter than mine. And my photo was of Viv, actually. So like then I went through the subreddit, and I scrolled down for what must have been at least a week's worth of content, and there wasn't one single photo of an Asian girl on there. So then I asked the mods, like, did you delete the post because my model is Asian? And as I wrote that, I submitted it, and I posted another photo, which is live now and getting a whole lot of comments and love. And so I don't know what's going on, but it's just sad that like Reddit of all places is falling into the same category as Instagram and Facebook for me. So I just feel like, oh my God, what is going on with the planet? People keep saying post your shit on Twitter, man. Twitter's safe. Twitter's fine. I'm like, yeah, but Twitter sucks. But okay, I'm starting to post on Twitter, so I might leave a link to my Twitter in the comments below as well. And if you guys check me out there, I suppose maybe I might get busy there. Um, in other news, I've soft launched the charity car cruise that I'm helping Christy's mum Rachel with. Um, it's called Cars Compassion Action, and we're aiming for a small group of it's invite only, so we're the first one's invite only. We don't want to freak out and have like hundreds of people there and like have massive dramas and issues on a day. So Rachel got really nervous about that, so we decided to make the first one invite only. I've invited like 30 or so of my mates on Facebook into the private group. These are guys that I haven't seen in quite a while, so it'd be awesome if some of them came out. Some of them are starting to donate already to the official donation page on Black Dog. And Rachel she's a smart cookie. She's cool with people that even aren't invited and coming to the cruise to donate to it, as it's a great cause, and Sam Law and I will be documenting the day and doing a big feature about it afterwards on Zen blog. So hopefully we can get some more donations in through that content as well. But yeah, I will leave a link to Cars Compassion Action, the donation page on Black Dog, in the description below. So guys, apologies if you did want to come along to the cruise and haven't been invited. Puts me in a really weird position because I'm more of an all-in kind of person, but it's understandable in this situation, right? If you guys feel like it is a worthy cause, please donate if you can. Like the smallest amount of money would mean a lot to me, and even more to Rachel. So yeah, that was a good week last week, and this week I don't really have much planned this week. I think I am going to work on getting Cars Compassion Action out there a little bit more, but I also just need to do a whole lot of life stuff this week. Like I have, loads of clothes washing to do. I've got a stack of bills to pay that it just stacks up. Like I can't open these letters. And I'm sure some of it's Rego. I'm sure some of it's RB26 as well. And it's like, oh my God, I keep putting money into this car that I don't drive. So I really need to tow that thing to Indies at IS Motor Racing and get it back on the road at least, so that I can, start it up and drive it around. I might even wash the Honda Jazz too. Like I've owned it for almost 2 years now, I think, and I haven't washed it once. It rains pretty hard the other day, so I took it for a drive and thought that it would like wash the car a bit. But man, the dirt is caked on this car so hard that the rain just did nothing, did nothing to it. It's like I'm sure the car's like 5 kilos heavier because of the amount of dirt on it, eh? And there's like literally like spiders and insects living all over the fucking thing. So it's an ecosystem of its own. Um yeah, so that's my Monday morning rant, guys. Especially if you have another title or a definition or name for boudoir, please leave it in the comments below. I really want to ditch this boudoir thing. I just think it just sounds so old school and boring, like boudoir photography is boring. Anyway, hope you guys have an awesome week. I shall catch you guys in the next one. See yous.